Hello, I'm Matt and welcome to Bedtime with Badger. So we've got a Cannonball Indian Pale Ale. I didn't pick a glass up, I'm just going to sip it out the can. Very refreshing. So first of all, thank you, new Patreon, Edward Hall. So cheers Edward, thank you very much for that. So what's been going on? I have to say I'm absolutely shattered. I think Yandles was fun, but the trouble is going away is you've got so much to do when you get back, and I've just been non-stop this week, and I've actually got something else going on in a couple of weeks, so I'm just desperately trying to get on top of things. And as depressing as this sounds, I'm starting to think about Christmas. Because I sell items online, you've really got to start building up stock and orders start picking up. I've had some inquiries already for Christmas. So really got to start getting on with that. Anyway, I'll stop moaning. I'll have an early night tonight. So what's been going on? So last Sunday we had the hooks for the Rockler Woodworking Challenge. I was really pleased with one set, the three, and the more traditional ones. I mean, I've got a pile of them somewhere. They're going to end up on the fire. They're okay, but yeah, I didn't like them as much. I think it's you've got to get the clamping really even throughout it, and with something so small with a curve that goes back round, it's just really difficult to get clamps on everywhere. So lesson learned on that, but it was fun. So there's a couple of challenges. That Maker Box challenge I did recently was really fun, and so was the Rockler one. I guess, clues in the name, being a challenge, but it is good to challenge yourself occasionally. I've not seen many others, especially not in the UK. Thomas over in Ireland, I saw he was doing one on Instagram. He made a lovely bent kind of arch to go over a crib or a cot. I guess it's a mobile. Would you call it a mobile? I think of mobiles hanging from ceilings. But anyway, little toys hanging from it. That looked really nice. So hopefully they're going to do a playlist of all the videos and things so we can watch what other people have done. But I don't know what's happening with that. The stool, which I'm sat on. Really great. I don't know why it's taken me so long to make one. So simple, but really nice to sit on when I do this. But today I've been using my little Triton spindle sander, which is, say, that square. Instead of putting it on the bench, it works great sat on this stool. It means I don't have to move the dust extractor around. I can just put it on this, plug it in, works great. And I was feeding some things through the table saw, and I had this next to the table saw with a pile of the material I wanted to push through on the stool and push it through. So just a little tiny mobile bench works well. So to be honest, all week, every day it's had something different on it. So it gets used as a dumping ground, which is handy because it means your workbench doesn't get cluttered in things. You can use the stool. Tomorrow's video, very simple, and you might have seen it already because it's been in the background of a few videos, I think. I just made a rack for my sanding discs for the random orbital sander. Very simple video, but it's just one of those things that really sorts the workshop out. And I think I did it quite a few weeks ago now, but I ran out of discs. I just had all my discs in a box, all jumbled up. In fact, when I had the Merker sander, they were all in that Merker box. And you couldn't see what was there. As now, when on the rack, you can see what you've got, and you've like, I've only got 5 of those discs left. I'll add them to my shopping basket in Toolstation or whatever I'm shopping from. So simple things make life so much easier. I don't know if I mentioned about the Merker sander, because I saw Rag and Bone Brown, his is broken. So I had that sander 8 months and it broke. The motor fell out of it. I don't know if it was epoxied in. I did have a little look, but I couldn't work it out. Anyway, I sent it back to Axminster. They sent it back to Merker. Repaired, came back as good as new. But it's a £400 machine, and I'm like, I don't want it to break when it's out of warranty because I'll be devastated. I can't afford to replace a £400 machine every 8 months. So I ended up selling it because it was working fine, and I nearly got what I paid for it. People go crazy on eBay. So I've just been using the £45 Makita one. And to be honest, everyone goes on how great the Merca is. I didn't like it that much. In fact, I preferred what I had before, which was a Bosch, a green one. I think it was PX 400, something like that. Anyway, it had the handle on it, so you could really push down and hold it with two hands. I had that for 3 years, and I gave it some abuse, and it gave up after 3 years. As the Merca actually got pretty light use for 8 months and gave up. So yeah, I haven't got that anymore. And the Swan Compressor, update on that. That gave up after 11 months. Went back to Axminster, got delivered the day I was leaving for Yandles, so I didn't look at it. When I got back, plugged it in, filled up with air, and then psst, air comes out, exactly the same problem. So all I can think is they never even looked at it, because, well, you can't turn it on without it knowing it's not working. And the driver had said, oh, that they've lost all the paperwork with it, so I think they just sent it back to me. So I was pretty furious, and that's going back next week. So I've probably been without a compressor now for 5 weeks, something like that. And the main thing I use it for is the brad nailer. And I've just been putting nails in by hand, and actually, it's not that much of a problem. I wouldn't buy the Swan again now, I think. Not because it broke, because it's quite big. I bought the tall one rather than the long one, thinking that uses up less space, but actually it doesn't fit under a bench. And as I mainly use a nail gun, if I was to buy a compressor again, I would probably get a little 6-litre one and just have it for the nail gun, because that really is the main thing I want it for. And I'd rather have the space, I think, than have the extra capacity in the tank. Anyway, I feel I've moaned a lot today. Maybe it is because I'm tired. So I will stop moaning. I'm going to go and sit down, have my beer, and go to bed. So, cheers everyone.